This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friend Sara and I gorge ourselves on what's happening in the world of video games and entertainment.
The Gorge is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $5 a month, you gain access to not one, but two entire podcasts. $5 gets you Takeout, a monthly commentary track where Ben and I decide we don't feel like playing anything, so we just watch something and talk over it instead. And $2 is like our grab bag tier. It is basically any bonus content that we do that is not takeout goes into the $2 tier. That's it. That's the best way to describe it.
And there's a lot of it.
There's a ton of stuff. There is so much shit in the $2 tier. Like, it's an incredible value, folks. So, like, if you just, any kind of random thing we do, it goes in the $2 tier. So yeah, if you like the sound of that, then head on over to patreon.com/thegorge. Kick in however much you can, from $2 to $10 to $50. Please don't give us $50 a month. But if you do, we will be extremely grateful to you, no matter what.
And you will not get anything special
the only thing you get is a funny Discord icon, and that's it. So, like, $5 is plenty. Donate $5 and tell your friends about us. That's what really matters.
That's what you do. Yeah,
that's what you do. But yeah, that's it. Thanks to all of our current patrons. So on with the show. Yeah.
What have you been doing lately?
Not much. I'm still just going through Starfield very slowly. I'm still trying to find the fun in that game. And otherwise, I mean, have I really done anything else other than summer event in Fate? That's kind of the only two things I've been doing. Really? Is that really what I've done?
Is that it?
I feel like I've done something else. Maybe one day I'll remember. One day I'm going to write down everything I do in a week because I have such a bad memory.
That's what I do, is I take note of anything that I kind of dedicated time to.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, because otherwise it's just not Lost Belt 6, Summer 6?
Yeah.
It is Summer 6.
Yeah.
It's Summer 6, yes, because they just had Summer 8 in JP, so I have to subtract 2. But yeah, that's kind of it. Wow, I've had a very kind of off week. I guess I've just been Starfield happened. I've been playing that, and I've been playing FF14. I've been playing FACO. I guess that's really it. Yeah.
Where are you in Starfield right now?
I'm just fucking around. Okay. I got a quest called First Contact. And I've been going through that. I think I'm gonna.
That one is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get back to that and see how that resolves. I'm probably. I don't know, because I know we want to record a podcast about this at some point in our human lifetime.
Right.
I'm debating not fooling with New Game Plus and just trying to find the fun in this current playthrough, and then come back to it later when mods are more of a thing.
That's entirely valid.
Yeah.
What I would recommend doing in that case is, I don't know if you are like me, in which you just have maybe 17 saves. Isolate a save.
Yeah.
To be okay, when the time comes, I'm gonna do this one for New Game Plus.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because
yeah.
Or maybe get it in the idea in your head of making a new character. Because what I'm probably gonna do at some point is make a new a totally new character to just do the New Game Plus roulette.
Where you try to do it over and over again?
Yeah, where it's I'm not going to fiddle with any side material or anything like that, because it's all going to go away when I cycle over, so I do it for the save file.
Right. Yeah.
Because I mentioned, they're expecting you to do it. It's not you're not encouraged to continue New Game Plusing if you're going to dedicate to a save file and get a bunch of cool stuff.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
The other thing I would recommend is that I don't know how much of it there is, But you do get some cool new options for doing New Game Plus, like in dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I might tear through it instead then.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because, like, I'm just not enjoying the tearing through of the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's just like, it's fine. But kind of bebopping around and, like, jumping to different systems and stuff and meeting people that way has been more interesting to me so far. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, like absolutely. The main plot line in this game, just like Fallout 4, is garbage and is like it's kind of like this weird thing that's stapled onto an otherwise really good game. Like I just did a side quest the other day where it's like, because I'm doing a space cowboy. Like I'm doing the Rangers side quest because you get to be a cool cowboy.
Right.
One of the missions is like, hey, go find this like mercenary who's like hiding away on this planet, and you go down there and you go into this mining facility, and I'm like walking around and I'm realizing, oh hey, in order to get down there, I gotta walk down this giant crystal that's jutting out of the wall.
Oh, nice.
And I kind of like looked around and I'm like, this is really cool, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some good design in here.
There's some good stuff in here. It's just that I think the like shotgun the main quest and then do all of it is an insane. It was an insane decision, let's say. And I really am thinking. I really hope that mods will fix that. Will make it so that stuff carries over between New Game Plus.
Yeah, there are already mods on the Nexus that is like, hey, here's a New Game Plus file.
Right.
Just like here it is, go, and then you're just download it and you can skip all that.
Sure.
So it's up to you. It's just like I said, like however you approach it, just remember that like you don't carry over anything but your level in New Game Plus.
Yeah. Okay.
So like any cool ship you build, any cool like equipment or anything like that, it all goes away. So
that's such an insane way to make a game.
It's so crazy.
That's an insane way to make a game. I'm sorry. That's like
you're not even gonna let me carry over what I have on me.
Not even like the ship I'm currently flying.
Yeah.
And the things on my body and all the stuff that I've discovered. Like that's an insane way to make a video game, Bethesda. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, don't carry over like your outposts and whatnot, and even like ships you have like in storage.
Right.
But like the gear I have on me and the ship I have like parked outside, at least let me carry over that.
At least let me carry over that and like all of my quest progress and stuff. I know it probably doesn't make sense diegetically, but you should let me do it anyways. Yeah, or at least all the shit I've discovered, because it's not like if it's knowledge. That's knowledge. Yeah, if that's a time loop or whatever the hell the reason that New Game Plus works the way it is, whatever it is, like, okay, so maybe you'll lose your quest progress, but you should still be able to keep all your map markers and stuff, right? Like, that seems like a gimme.
Yeah. The other reason I want you to, I would like you to shotgun the main quest is because I really want to fucking talk about the main quest.
Okay.
It does get interesting.
I will shotgun through it sooner than later, and we will talk about it. Because I do want to actually do a Starfield episode soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the next 2 months, maybe.
Before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year. Next week is Breath of the Wild, Ben.
Yes.
Pointing at you.
Yeah, I know. I know. Now that the Fate Go event is done and I don't have to grind anymore, I can go back to playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Yay!
This is not this was my plan. It was like, okay, well, I can't do anything significant besides FGO grinding because I got to get the mats.
That's right.
But once that event is over, I can get back to playing Tears of the Kingdom.
I know. Did I said Breath of the Wild?
I meant
Tears. I meant Tears of the Kingdom.
It's fine.
It's fine. But I am also really looking forward to the Tears of the Kingdom episode. I might play that a little more this weekend too to refresh my brain. Because that's a good video game, so that'll be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, other than that, like, Starfield is just kind of, Starfield is the big thing.
Yeah.
Starfield and Fako, which, Summer 6 was stupid and fun. It was good. There's not a lot to talk about, but it's extremely stupid.
Yeah, Summer 6 was so enjoyable. Blackbeard continues to be the MVP.
He's the best character. He was the best character in Summer, like, hands down. Like, other than Kama, my beloved Kama, Blackbeard kicks ass. What a funny character.
I just think it's so funny every time Blackbeard is like, come on, let's get serious. Can we stop, please, everyone?
Can we please take this seriously?
we do have things to do. Let's be focused for a minute here.
Come on, people. No, I think the gag of him having his bisexual awakening when Achilles catches him.
Oh my god, yeah,
extremely funny.
And then they keep referencing it.
And they keep referencing it. It's like, no, he actually thinks Achilles is super hot. It's like, that's amazing. What a great character.
There's like several moments where just like Achilles and Blackbeard will just stand there in silence for a minute. It's great.
It's so funny. No, I love it. It was extremely good of it. I think it kind of overstayed its welcome. It was not Summer 5, which is still the best summer event ever. Summer 5 owns. I can't overstate this. It's still my favorite. But this one is very funny. It's good, but it's not one of the better ones. But like, it's still fun. It's fun and goofy, and everybody like got hit exceptionally hard with the summer stupefaction beam.
Yeah.
Which was good. And yeah, I liked it a lot. It was also a really easy event, which I loved.
Yeah, that was nice.
I love when an event is not a slog.
If I could say one negative thing about it, and this applies to pretty much every like goofy event, you guys don't have to try to make it heartfelt and endearing. It can just be stupid goofy the entire time. You don't have to like try to include some kind of like sentimental moment between kids. You don't have to do the thing where you show the sky background and you have a narratorless text box like talking about
their feelings.
Yeah, your feelings and like your childhood and the progress of humanity. You don't need that.
You don't need that, especially not in this one. Like, there are other summer events where that works better. Like 3 and 5 both pull off the kind of... There's like 4 tones going on in those events. And they navigate them much better than this one did. But this one is saved by the fact that it's extremely funny. Like, it's just a really funny, stupid event, and it has a cute baby dinosaur in it. So it's okay.
Yeah.
And it was easy. I love
that. It was so easy.
It was so easy. Summer 3 is still one of the goats, but if you ever make me do 3 ladders at once ever again, Fate Grand Order, I'm going to show up at your office. Like,
yeah, that wasn't good.
It was really bad. Don't ever make me do that again. I don't mind missions. I don't mind 1 ladder. But if you make me do 3, no. Go to hell. So yeah. But other than that, that's been kind of a quiet couple weeks, I guess. I realize that now. Hey, you know what? Sometimes, folks... Sometimes we just don't do a lot of things. Sometimes work is very stressful, and all you want to do is like not think and play Final Fantasy 14 all night, right?
You just want to do what's familiar and not try to make any progress in anything significant.
That's correct. This has been the last couple weeks of. That's what it is.
Yeah.
My job, folks. No, don't be kids. Don't be a graphic designer. Be a productive member of society instead. Have you ever considered that? So. But yeah, that's it for me.
That's it. I also did not do a whole lot because of FGO grinding. And also FF14 grinding when available. But I did squeeze a few things in. I made more progress in Sea of Stars. I finally got to the part of the game where you are out of tutorial land and like you have full control of the party. And yeah, that's a perfect blend of Chrono Trigger and Mario RPG mechanics.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I finally put it on my wish list on Steam, so I'll get notified like the first time it goes on sale.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping like Winter Sale has it, like just a couple bucks knocked off.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Absolutely worth it because it has a good So it is Mario RPG and not Paper Mario.
Okay.
In that both of them have like timed hits and whatnot, but Paper Mario has like a micro game to do the timed hit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Mario RPG is more like hold down the button or mash the button or like press the button at the right timing.
Right.
Right. And that's what Sea of Stars does, where it's just like you have an attack that's like charge this fireball, but not too much.
Okay.
Like you have to charge it to a certain size, and then it will launch out with the most power behind it.
That's not too bad. Okay.
Or you do a thing where the character throws a boomerang, and it bounces off the enemy, and you can bounce it back at them, and you can play like Legend of Zelda Tennis with it until until you miss or the attack just stops.
Right.
And yeah, they also do the Chrono Trigger thing of enemy location matters.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they're all in a line, you can do a crescent swipe that hits all three of them.
Okay.
So it's nice and it plays phenomenally. The timed hits feel really accurate. And like there's no like significant like input delay where you have to kind of like fight the game for it, which could be the case in some of these. Like I kind of had that problem playing Bug Fables a while back.
Yeah.
Where I was like, the timing of this doesn't feel right. I should be getting more of these timed hits off.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the story is it's pretty standard. It's your typical PS1 era JRPG.
Sure. Boy meets girl.
Kinda, yeah. Yep. They're your students at the magic school for achieving your destiny. And then you go to achieve your destiny.
Right, exactly. Okay,
and
I get it.
You're mysterious orphans who washed up on the shore of the island, and you have the power that no one has ever seen before.
Sure.
And, yada, 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 and childhood friend is there. And, yeah, but no, it's good. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm very eager to see what else it's got going.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I realized I did have one other thing, but you first.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, mine's pretty big, so you can go ahead.
Oh! The only other thing I realized that is worth talking about is I watched the whole history of the Minnesota Vikings that John Boyce and Alex Rubenstein, I think that's his last name, Alex Rubenstein put together for a Secret Base. They're not SB Nation anymore, they're Secret Base. That's good. It's 9 hours long, and every 9 of those hours is worth it. It is a phenomenal story of just like an extremely cursed football team, because the whole thing is that the Vikings have been a historically good football team since basically since the beginning of the Super Bowl era, but have never won a Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And they've how close they've come, and the kind of characters who have come in and out of like the story of the Vikings since the beginning of the Super Bowl era, right? And it's really good. It's just about these stories that get told that John Boyce tells via the lens of sports are not just about sports, obviously. They're about kind of what was going on historically and culturally at the same time as the sports was happening, right? And yeah, it's a really good kind of distillation of this whole idea that sports are another form of storytelling, and that's why they compel people the way other stuff compels people, because it's a story being told every week for however many weeks a year, right?
Yeah.
And the people who come in and out of these teams are characters. They have big personalities and big, they have flaws and foibles and charms just like anybody else in the world. And it's just that all of that kind of is amplified when you're on a stage as big as this, right? When you are a great player who is kind of cursed to never win a Super Bowl because you're with a team that seems to have been cursed by God, right?
Right.
And it's really good. I love it. It's just, it was a fantastic story from beginning to end. I super think you should listen to everything John Boyce has ever made. But especially their history series. So like the history of the Atlanta Falcons, the history of the Seattle Mariners, and the history of the Minnesota Vikings. Like, they're all good. You should just go and listen to them because they're just so, it is just stories about people. And it's a great way to make you, if you don't have any like appreciation for sports, it's a good way to make you find some appreciation for sports, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I super recommend it. I loved every second of it. And I literally cannot wait for whatever they make next. I wish Chart Party would come back because I missed this short form stuff.
Yeah, I like Chart. I kind of, there's part of me that likes Chart Party a bit more because it is like, because I have no context for sports whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It is kind of hard to keep track of what's happening in these 9-hour blocks of many people coming in and out. But no, I do love his attitude and his admiration for sports and for telling these stories. Yeah,
and about like specifically the people who play them. Like, it's not just, the game is only half the story. Like, the game is important, of course, because we're all here to watch somebody win a game. But like, the more important part are the people who contribute to the game, because you get so many just weird characters, right?
Unlike most documentaries, John Boyce talks about the characters.
The characters, yeah. No, and it's great. I really hope someday John Boyce will get some sort of like actual award for sports writing, because like he's literally doing some of the best sports writing, like some of the best sports documentarying. Whatever. Mm-hmm. He's making really good sports documentaries, and I think they should give him an Emmy for it at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
He literally invented the word scorigami, and now that's a thing that they talk about on ESPN. You gotta give him some kind of an award, guys. Sorry.
He's gotta get accolades for that.
You got to. You should, even if it's just... they gave an Emmy to the guys who invented the first down line. You ever hear about that?
No.
Yeah, so the guys who invented the first down line, like, when you're watching a football game on TV and they show you the yellow line that shows like how far they have to go to get a first down.
Yeah.
They didn't used to show that on TV. Like, that used to not be a thing. Like, when you watched football on TV, there wasn't a line. You just kind of had to be like, well, I hope they make it across the line, but I'm not quite sure where the line is. And like, some dudes invented that, and then they gave those guys an Emmy for it. Like a technical Emmy for it.
Like, you mean like the way it used to, like with like the hand-drawn lines on the screen?
Yeah, like they like somebody found a way to like to just do that on live broadcast, right? And not just like drawing a line. Yeah, no, like somebody figured out how to do that, and then they were like, it was such a big deal that somebody figured out how to put the down line on televised football that they gave them a technical Emmy for it. Right?
That's crazy.
Anyways, I think we should give John Boyce an Emmy for inventing the term scorigami.
I agree with that.
That's my political platform. Thank you. All right, now I'm done. What were you going to talk about?
The other thing that Melissa and I did is we watched One Piece.
Oh yeah, you watched live action One Piece.
Yeah, we did. Sarah? Mm-hmm. It's really good.
I've heard it's really good. I don't know how to deal with it, that it's really good.
The thing is, it's really fucking good.
It's so weird that it's really good.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't be. Mm-mm. No, this should be a total colossal failure. Mm-hmm. This should be one of the lowest scoring things on Netflix. But they nailed it.
But it's good.
They 100% absolutely crushed it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm just sitting, like, I'm watching it and I'm like, it shouldn't be like this. It defies logic. How do you fuck up a relatively grounded, episodic, low stakes space show?
Mm-hmm.
How do you fuck that up? But you nail anime Looney Tunes, goofy, high-strung characters going on big epic adventures.
You have the people who made it think that the actual source material is really good, and not just the actors.
Yeah, that's also a really big part of it.
It's like a huge part of it. And the fact that, like, Shinichiro Watanabe was, like, tangentially kind of connected to the live-action Cowboy Bebop. Oda was, like, extremely involved. He
was there.
Frankly, he probably should have been less involved in it because, I mean, like, he's actively dying while making One Piece now. But he was involved in it.
He was,
and that's why it's good.
Yeah. He straight up talking, like, he could, like, there's interviews where, like, he could not stop praising Inaki. He was the actor for Luffy.
Yeah, it's so cute. I saw it. I mean, how do you have, like, Eiichiro Oda tell you that, like, no, you're the perfect Luffy, and you don't just immediately burst into tears on the spot? I know I would.
And he is!
Yeah, he is!
The dude fucking crushes it! He's exactly the right level of, like, childish, goofy, optimistic. Like, he's got the facial expressions, he's got the poses down. Like, you can't pick a better actor for him than that. Like, every single person that they cast was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the standout of the show, like, 100% is Buggy.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I guess I gotta watch live action One Piece.
You need to watch live action One Piece. It's actually really good.
Shit, I gotta watch live action One Piece. God damn it. Okay. Well, alright then.
They definitely are swinging. Like, they are pointing at the stands to at least any slobby.
Okay.
Like, they're like, but not in a way that is like, oh, we're gonna get there.
Sure.
But, like, hey, if you know what this means, then you know that maybe we'll get there.
We might make it there. Yeah, that's bold.
If we can get 5 more seasons, we might just make it there.
That's so much. I know they said, this is very optimistic of them, and I don't think they're going to make it. They said they want to do 12 seasons.
They're not getting 12 seasons. There's not a chance.
There's no chance in hell.
Not even as a Netflix thing. Like, there's no show that gets 12 seasons, period.
Yeah, shows don't get 12 seasons anymore unless unless it's just like a massive breakaway hit, and I doubt it.
Yeah, but because I was thinking about it after, I'm like, so season 2 is everything up to Alabasta. Season 3 is Alabasta. Season 4 is Skypiea. Season 5 is Water 7. Season 6 is Any Slobby. Done.
Sure, done. Easy.
And then you can just say, all right, well, that's it.
That's it. We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. I would not be surprised if they ended it after Alabasta, because I think Alabasta is also a pretty good, like, if you do all of One Piece up to Alabasta, you have a good story, right?
Yeah.
You have a pretty good story, and then it's like, and then, you know, to see the continuing tales of Luffy and friends, read the manga.
Yep.
Don't watch the anime.
Just like the fucking Cromartie High School first episode where where Kamiyama's like, if you want to know what happens, go ahead and read the manga.
That's right, because, like, don't watch the anime. You will be there forever. The anime pacing is dog shit. But read the manga. I would like for them to at least get to Any Slobby, because that's probably the best place to cap it off, because it's like One Piece's high point, right?
Yeah. But they could end it at Alabasta, because they set up a lot of Alabasta stuff, but they also set up some Water 7 stuff.
Sure.
So it's like, you gotta get to at least one of those two.
You gotta pick one. And I would love Any Slobby, because I would love to see a live action Any Slobby now.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's a long ways off.
That is a ways
That's
to go.
Several years in the future.
Yeah. If I could have one complaint, which is very easily fixable, out of it, is that they don't feel superhuman enough.
I get that, but I also think that might be in its favor. Because, like, I think, like, because it is live action, you can't go as, like, super crazy with like, the powers and shit, right?
Right. Because
some of that just doesn't translate even still to, like...
But they do some of it. Mm-hmm. Because they have Kuro, and he does move at, like, he does, like, flash step.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they do have that. They do have, like, Zoro lifting really heavy things super easily.
Right.
So it's like, it's there.
It's there.
But it's like, if we get to Alabasta and I do not see live action Zoro throw a house at a guy, I'm going to be disappointed.
He probably will throw a house at a guy. I think that'd be really funny.
I'm hoping really that, like as the seasons progress, we do just get, like, oh yeah, no, we can film this in live action. We can have this insane physical feat in live action.
I'm really interested about how they're going to do Chopper.
I was scared for a while. Then I watched the show, and I'm like, all right, I'm a little bit less scared, but I have no idea what that guy's going to look like.
They're probably going to go the Detective Pikachu route. I feel like if you're going to do it, you need to find whoever did those designs. Like, call that guy. Mm-hmm. Whoever did the Pokemon designs for Detective Pikachu, call that guy and be like, listen, we need you to work some magic, please. Because, like, it will be so easy to make Chopper extremely Uncanny Valley, but you want to know who's really cute and not Uncanny Valley? Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hated the Den Mushis at first, but now I kind of love them because they are so ugly and weird looking.
It's kind of endearing after a certain point, yeah.
Because they do actually make the brr sound when they get called, and it's like, you did it! You did the thing!
You did it! You understand! That's amazing! Oh,
you did the assignment! It's perfect!
you read the manga! We're so proud of you! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch live action One Piece.
Arlong has his laugh.
Wow. Does everybody do their goofy laugh?
They do the laughs.
Wow. Man.
Wow, okay.
Wow. That's crazy. They just went that ham for a live action American show.
You get it.
Man, you didn't have to do that. That's crazy. Good for them.
Yeah. No, it's phenomenal. Like, it's phenomenal. I'm just, like, blown away at how good it all turned out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Just sitting there watching it, being like, "You shouldn't be doing this. This should be awful.
It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be. This should be awful." But everybody loves it. Apparently, everybody loves it.
This should be Death Note and Cowboy Bebop and fucking Mob Psycho.
I don't know how they did it, considering the track record.
Yeah, no.
Like, good for them. They nailed it.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see what Chopper's going to look like. I'm also very curious because they're getting to the point we're going to start to see Karoo.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see that big duck.
I want to see a big duck. Show me a big duck. I want to see a big old duck. So
they did announce season 2, but like the strike's on, so I don't know what that's going to
I don't know.
Look like.
Maybe that strike will end soon. Maybe everybody will come to their senses and end the strike soon.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody. I mean the studios.
Of course.
You know who I mean, of course. I'm no scab. Apparently, Jamie Lee Curtis really loves One Piece and really wants to be Kureha. I think they should let her. I am on board with that 100,000%.
No,
give that to her.
That's what you need. That's what we need. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we need.
Mm-hmm. She has the exact vibes. She could do it. Let her do it.
She totally has the energy to play Kureha.
She totally could. Just let her do it. It would be awesome. She'd have so much fun. Anyways, well, I'll have to watch it. I'm going to watch it at some point very soon because, like, apparently it's good.
It shouldn't be, but it really is.
It's so weird to me that it's good. It shouldn't be, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird timeline.
What a weird place to be in.
Right?
That out of every adaptation of anime that you could do, the One Piece one has the biggest fail rate, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the easiest one to fuck up.
It's like the Cowboy Bebop one should have been the easiest W ever, right? Like, just do a straight adaptation of Cowboy Bebop with no cynicism.
Yeah. And,
like, the One Piece one should be the worst. It should be Dragon Ball Evolution tier.
Yeah.
But no, we live in fucking Bizarro world where the One Piece one is the really good one that everybody loves. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, guys.
They showed Zeph, and he's got the 3-foot braided mustache. Like, they did that.
They didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to, but they did. You know what? Good for them. Good for them. I'm glad everybody involved really likes this whole project, and I hope it keeps going for a really long time. I hope they at least get to Alabasta. I want to see live action Croc.
Oh,
there's a lot of hot old guys in live action One Piece. That's what I noticed. I was like, God damn, this whole cast.
there are a fair few of them.
Yeah, so like, let's go.
I don't know how they found these guys, because like,
who are these people? How did you do this?
I'm looking at them like they just pulled you from the book, didn't they? They done tore you right out of the comic.
It is wild how good the casting for Zoro and Sanji are.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
Like the whole, like all of the Straw Hats are great, but like those two in specific, it's like, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
The only problem is that the actual Sanji is extremely cringe, so it actually kind of sucks that like our like live action Sanji is so beautiful, because it's like there's no way this guy is striking out constantly, right? Like this guy should be drowning in pussy. Like
manga Sanji is supposed to be Steve Buscemi,
right? But no, they got just like this extremely beautiful man. There's there's no way this guy is striking out constantly. I'm sorry.
One of the funniest things I think is I'm watching it and I'm seeing these characters and I'm looking at them all. I'm looking at Nami and I'm like, she reminds me of someone. She really something about her is so familiar, but I can't. Kim Pine.
Kim Pine. Yep.
She like
so much.
Her wig and her attitude. She just looks like the live action Kim Pine.
Yep. Totally. I know exactly what you mean instantly. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, fine. I'll watch it. I'll watch it and report back. It'll be the first time I've engaged with One Piece in a long time, so that'll be funny.
But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, let's do the news. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, now that the event is over, I can get back to doing other things later. So next time we do one of these,
right?
I have stuff to talk about. But in the meantime, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Assassin's Creed Mirage are coming to iPhone?
Yeah, this one's insane. There is an absolutely massive chance that Capcom is trying to make this work so they can put a Monster Hunter game on a phone and make more money than God.
If they could make a Monster Hunter with a button on it that says "Go to shop,"
yeah.
They will never have to make another video game ever again.
They're gonna make so much money off of a phone / Switch. Like, if you can put it on a Switch and on a phone, and that's your Monster Hunter game, no, it's over.
No, you are done.
You have so much money now. Congratulations, you did it. You won. Yeah, no, this is crazy to me.
This is
like, no, we're just gonna get it on fucking iPhone.
Like, and you might be thinking like, oh, like what, like fucking Zeebo Resident Evil 4? No. The remake.
It's like the real deal, yeah.
The actual for real regular old remake.
Mm-hmm.
On your iPhone 15.
Yeah, just it's $1,000 for a phone, so I'm not going to be playing it anytime soon.
Well, I mean, I would not want to play Resident Evil 4 on a phone. Are you kidding me? No,
that would not be good. It's just crazy that they made it work.
Yeah, the fact that you can do it.
Yeah. So,
not in the title, but in the article, also mentions that it will run a mobile version of Death Stranding.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter later, that there's going to be a mobile version of Death Stranding, which is very funny.
That's insane!
That's insane. It's just, I mean, like, they want the fucking iPhone to be, like, a thing that can play video games now, too. I'm not going to buy one, because those things are expensive as shit, but, like...
God, no.
I think that's very interesting. I think that's neat. It's a, it's like with the way the console market is, where if you're not the Switch, you're having a hard time. It's probably a good idea to also start trying to get your games working on a phone. You know,
if we get to the point where your phone can replace the hand or substitute for the handheld market, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
If we can get more games.
Did you just pay for on your phone, not with like a bunch of microtransactions and shit?
Yeah, that are just games and not gacha or other free to play stuff. Like, hey, we're gonna put like a new like fucking AA indie RPG on the phone, where it would have gone on the DS.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
That would be great. That would be, yeah, I'm like sitting here thinking about it. Like, yeah, no, that would,
A game that you can play and then hit credits at some point.
And be done with it.
And then not have to keep it on your phone. Not have to do a daily login bonus.
That's right. I only need one of those. And you're not Fate. You're not her, and her is Fate Grand Order. Sorry.
Persona 4 coming to iPhone at some point. Could you imagine?
That'd be extremely funny. I hope they do it. I hope they put all the Personas on fucking iPhone. I would also really like it if they would give us that Chinese mobile game, please.
Yeah,
thank you.
That one too, please. Next, Unity backtracks slightly on plans to charge developers for game installs.
Sometimes, folks, sometimes a day feels like a year. And sometimes, a day just, the point is, I've lost track of the metaphor. A whole lot happened since the last time we did one of these.
A lot of crazy things. Do you ever read a headline or a news article and you think, I'm not reading this right? No, I'm misinterpreting this because there's no way what I'm reading is correct. There's
no way they'd be that stupid.
This is definitely not correct. I'm misinterpreting the words here in some way because it can't be that Unity planned to charge developers
for installation.
Per installation.
Yeah, no, it's insane to me.
Not purchase. Not like we're taking a cut of every sale you make.
So this and the Microsoft leak that, please tell me Microsoft leak is on
yes,
the
docket.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So this and the Microsoft leak are the two biggest stories of the last several months.
Yeah.
Cause this is Unity is probably the biggest engine for indie developers. I know that Unreal also has a huge chunk, but
that's relatively recent. That's recent. Unreal making accommodations for indie titles was because it was 2 years ago or so, where they're Unreal 4 is free for everyone.
Yeah, the revenue share, they only just recently made the revenue share for Unreal extremely generous, right? And in the meantime, the big engine to make your indie game on is Unity, right?
Right. It's a lot less complicated. It's a lot more user friendly.
Sure. And everything is, and it's not just indie games. A shit ton of stuff is made in Unity, right? Yeah. Fate Go is made in Unity. Speaking of FGO,
yeah, a lot of lower, smaller scale game projects are that's what Unity is for these lower scale, series and stuff.
Yeah, I think one of the Pokemon remakes was made in Unity.
Yeah, I think Diamond Pearl remake was.
Okay. So yeah, there is a shit ton of stuff made in Unity, and it's insane to me that basically overnight they willfully completely tanked all of those years of goodwill built up.
Yeah. Just waking up and deciding, yeah, we're done being supportive.
We're gonna ruin everything in a single day. It's crazy to me. I can't wrap my head around it. How bad the initial idea was, and how much worse the response was. Because,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
at every turn, it was just Unity shooting itself in the foot. It's so much of them talking down to their users and just kind of treating everybody like they're stupid and being like, this is only gonna, affect, 10% of games made in Unity, and the rest of you don't have to worry. And it's like, okay, well, at any moment a game can become a viral hit, and now now I'm a member of that 10%, right?
Yeah.
Like, there was nobody had like a good way to answer how they were going to track install. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the most insane thing to me.
That's the most insane thing to me. The thing that jumps out the most to me is that they're like, okay, we're going to charge you per install. How are we going to track installs? And it seems like their answer was just trust us, bro.
Their answer was some kind of, quote, proprietary data model.
Right.
Which turned out to be bullshit.
Because they basically, if the proprietary data model was as accurate as they say, then they wouldn't have backed down from it so instantly. But basically, as soon as the backlash hit, they were like, never mind, we're not going to do that. And so it's like, okay, so you didn't actually have anything.
Because saying that, there's no good answer to the question of how are you going to track that? Because your choices are, okay, we're going to charge you per install. How will you know how many installs we have? Your answers are A, well, we have this covert software that spies on you and keeps track of installations, whether, no matter what machine it's installed on. B, we're going to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or C, we don't have anything.
Correct. That's it. And, like, none of those are good choices. One of those is literally, we're going to turn your game engine into spyware. Yeah. Right? Which makes sense because Unity did acquire basically a spyware company a few months ago, last year, maybe. But yeah, no, they quite literally acquired a spyware company, so I think that was the actual plan, was to turn Unity into spyware and just have it report back to like Unity itself. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they revised their old their terms of service, right? They took down old versions of Unity, like shit they said they wouldn't do, and stuff that is like debatably legal. They just a ton of stuff, right? And at no point was the response ever very good. At one point, they were like, well, because one of the big things was, well, if you're in a charity bundle, like the Black Lives Matter charity bundle, right? Like, if you had a game in that, a game like that you basically made no money off of, you put it in there for the purpose of charity, right? If you had a game in that, and then, that thing sold literally millions of copies, like the whole bundle did.
Yeah.
Well, now you owe Unity like $200,000 for something you didn't make any money off of, right?
Yeah, because the charity thing is like, okay, we're taking the hit of not making money
because we're doing this for charity, right?
It's not, we now are going to have to pay per install now. No, that's absurd.
It's insane. It's insane to me because of that, and because so game bundles, right? So humble bundles, and charity bundles in general, stuff like that, and demos. They're like, well, those won't qualify. But the thing is, unless you like, no developer on who makes games in Unity has the ability to tell that that somebody is playing of theirs was from a charity bundle, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
There's no way to track that.
They don't have access to that metrics. And Unity just kept saying, well, it's proprietary. We can't say why. So it's like, you don't know. The answer is that you have no idea how you're going to do this. You just really hoped nobody would notice.
It's the old adage of, is it malice or incompetence? Like, are you
it can be both.
The answer, like Unity, like, well, it's our secret proprietary software. Okay, so you're either keeping secrets from the people who are supposed to be giving you money,
right,
and supposed to have like a working relationship with, or you're idiots.
You're just making it up and you're just lying. Yeah, exactly. It's insane to me. I don't know. It's just like somebody literally woke up and decided, yeah, we're going to destroy our reputation today.
Like I'm seeing those old 4chan green texts about like pirate a game, uninstall it and reinstall it 10 times, company loses $600, and I'm like, yeah. What do you mean those are real now?
You made that real now. How did you do that?
That was the part where I'm like, I'm misinterpreting this. I'm reading this wrong. This cannot literally be a 4chan green text from 2011. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way you're actually going to make developers on the hook for piracy, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're actually going to make people pay if their game gets pirated. There's no way.
I've racking my brain trying to think of a worse single decision a company has ever made in the gaming industry.
It's so bad. Like, it is catastrophically bad. There
have been decisions that have been bad, but they are a culmination of many bad decisions, right?
There's only one that's worse. Because they got punked on such a massive stage. Then that is Xbox One no-use games. Because then Sony was able to just go like, here's a dumb video of us swapping discs. Right? It's this same thing.
I mean, that was bad, but Xbox still exists. I don't think Unity is going to exist for much longer.
I don't think so. I mean, I think Unity is still going to be able to trudge along just because, like, I think Unity still has some form of revenue sharing, right? Like, you know, you use our engine, so you pay us a certain amount of money, right? And just the fact that, you know, Pokemon Go is made on Unity.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to subsist off of shit like that forever, right? They're going to limp along for a really long time because of big live service games like Pokemon Go and Fate Grand Order and stuff like that, right?
But like, even if they roll all this back, they have completely sabotaged the relationship with so many devs.
Yeah. Do you see that the Terraria? I think that's how you say that game's name. The Terraria devs were like, yeah, we are, because Terraria is made in Unity. They're like, well, going forward, you know, we can't remake Terraria in another engine, but going forward, we won't be using Unity. And they also pledged to give $1,000 to Godot and one other open source game engine. They said they're going to give $1,000 for that, and then $1,000 a month going forward so it's Godot and FNA. There it is. They're going to basically give $2,000 a month going forward to help with the continued development of these two open source game engines, because like that's how badly Unity fucked up. They're like, no, we are going to ensure that an actual open source option for game development is allowed to exist going forward, which is insane.
Like I've already seen so many like in-dev projects being like, well, fuck, we got to scrap everything now.
We have to scrap everything. We have to find a way to swap to Godot really, really fast. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This, I think, I think this, the only other competitor is Xbox's no-use games commercial.
In terms of like just complete self-sabotage that is going to echo forward for the next like 10 years, because like that is exactly what happened with the no use games thing, right? It basically cratered Xbox One right out the door, and so the PS4 was able to come in and dominate that generation, right?
Right.
And it's kind of that magnitude of bad decision where this is like, yeah, you're gonna keep existing, but people now realize that the people in charge of the game engine that they rely on to make money are incompetent at best and actively evil at worst. And they're not going to want to work with your game engine anymore, right?
Because you see a lot of, obviously everyone in the industry, like every major company in the industry is comprised of monsters. And you should never actually work in game development because it's a nightmare industry that actively drains your soul and grinds you into paste no matter what company you're working for.
That's correct.
But you do get a lot of people who are like, yeah, but I got to get my project out. And like, I want to get this thing out of my head and bring this thing to life, right? Like, so you're willing to work with people in business suits to get the project along. But this is just like such a dramatically bad decision that like, it's just unanimously, no, you found the threshold to make people stop working for you.
Sure, because like the deal is that even as Unity has begun to like severely walk back this decision, right? The problem is that they initially were going to try to penalize developers for getting pirated.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can't emphasize that enough. That is exactly what was going to happen if this had gone forward, is that people were going to start having to pay if they got pirated. And, like, it's just crazy to me. It meant that if you made a fun little goofy free video game, like if you made a free horror game, right? And Markiplier played it on his stream, and then every several shit zillion people who watch Markiplier streams go and download your free video game that you made for fun in like a couple of weeks, right? Yeah. Well, now you're fucked. Now you owe Unity $60,000.
What would this mean for people who are taking classes?
Right.
Like what is your final your graduation project in your game dev course?
A lot of student projects get put on Steam, right?
Yeah.
Just to be like, this is our student project. We would love it if you would play it and give us some feedback. We built it in Unity, right? What happens there? And that takes off. What if you have a really good student project and it takes off and suddenly you're in the hole for student loans and also because Unity got a wild hair up their ass?
What about game jam projects?
Right.
Like 24-hour stuff like that. Like what happens with that? What happens with literally fucking everything on itch.io?
Right. Like there are so many just like statistically, yes, the likelihood of that happening is extremely low, but it's not zero.
But if you're putting out something for free on itch.io or on Steam, like a 1 hour student project, any sale is gonna hurt you significantly.
Yeah, and you suddenly the idea of your little fun free game going viral is now a bad thing. Yeah. Right? Like you have made just by introducing this, you have made the likelihood of your game going viral, like now it's a bad thing. Now you can't, suddenly you owe Unity a shit ton of money, right? Like it's such a bad idea. I can't overstate how bad of an idea this was and how bad it makes Unity look that this ever made it out the door.
Yeah.
It makes everybody in charge of this engine look like fucking fools, and it means that going forward, nobody is going to want to work with this engine. Like, there are a ton of projects that are way too far along now to not come out, right? Like there's a ton of in-progress games that are like 90% done and made on Unity. And those are going to have to come out. But after that, any subsequent project, no. It's gonna get moved to something else. They're gonna move it to Unreal. They're gonna move it to Godot. They're gonna move it to Game Maker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any of those projects, they'll transfer to a different ecosystem, because you don't have the guarantee that some fucking moron in a suit is gonna wake up and go, I feel like ruining a bunch of people's lives today. Right?
Which is what they do every day, so, you know.
Yeah, but, like, even more so.
Yeah, even more directly.
Even more directly. It's
I'm gonna put bullets in the gun today.
That's right. It's the Cory Doctorow, the enshittification of everything, right?
Yeah.
It's where, like, now everybody is a rent seeker. We've talked about this before on the show. I've talked about this
many
extensively.
times.
But this is just another pattern of rent seeking. Of, like, we can, infinite growth isn't possible unless we charge you rent for this thing, right? And then infinite growth is totally possible. If we can take even more little chunks of money from you from your project, we can just keep making money forever, hand over fist. And like,
what are you gonna do? Say no? Oh,
you need our engine. The answer is actually we can say no in this one case. That's the thing. Like, when Adobe does shit like this, Adobe can get away with it because they're Adobe, right? And there's only a handful of competitors, and they are okay to bad.
Right.
You know? There's only one halfway decent competitor, and they're only halfway decent with Adobe, right? Like, Affinity is good, but there's a reason Adobe is industry standard. Adobe can get away with this kind of shit because they have that firm of a grip on an industry. Unity? No. You fucking morons. You literally do not have the power to get away with something like this.
You do not have that, actually. It turns out there was someone behind you.
Turns out you're not that guy. You're not him. You don't have that ability. Like, it was so easy. It's such a big dick move for the Cult of the Lamb guys to be like, we're delisting Cult of the Lamb on January 31st. Right?
Yeah.
It's a huge dicked move. And I think they've walked it back now that Unity is walking it back, because they obviously want to keep making their video game.
Of course.
But, like, that's such a dramatic statement that did so, like, the Cult of the Lamb thing was on the front page of Reddit, right? Like, it was everywhere. Everybody was talking about it because it's such a dramatic statement to be like, hey, you won't be able to get our game after this change goes into effect. So, get it while you still can.
Yeah.
No. So, like, no, you don't. You don't have the ability to big dick this kind of a decision onto a bunch of people. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
You're still just Unity.
Cult of the Lamb being like, no, you will blink first.
Yeah, actually. A tremendously, monumentally bad decision. And even the walkback that they started, like, today, was sometime last night when they started, like, announcing, like, we're sorry. That's not gonna be enough.
We're sorry that you got mad.
It's basically, we're sorry you got mad. We're sorry we got caught. We probably will try it again at some point in the future.
Yeah.
So. This is a crazy story. Like, from start to finish, this is one of the most insane stories probably of the year.
Like I said, I'm just like, no, I can't be reading this right.
I'm not reading this right.
I'm missing something here.
They can't be that stupid. Yes, they can. Absolutely.
Just like Bayonetta's voice actress, they can be that stupid.
They can be that stupid. Yeah, it's insane.
Speaking of being that stupid.
Oh boy.
Square Enix has lost nearly $2 billion in market value since FF16's release. This isn't FF16's fault.
It's not FF16's fault. The Western media really wants to pin everything on FF16 being a flop. FF16 did underperform, mind you.
Now, and also, granted, we would totally understand if you forgot that Avengers and Forspoken came out.
That's correct.
And that's why they lost $2 billion.
That's why they lost a shit ton of money. Yeah, the thing is, if 16 had been a runaway success, then the failure of Forspoken and a bunch of their other, like, shitty bad projects probably wouldn't sting so much, right? Mm-hmm. But the problem is that 16 only did fine. It sold well. It didn't sell great, right? Like that's the problem.
It wasn't revolutionary.
Yeah, it didn't move 10 million units on the first day the way they wanted.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right?
Right.
So, like, it's not FF16's fault, but, like, FF16 is in there. Like, it all comes together. It's just a bunch of monumentally bad business decisions, one after another.
Yeah, FF16 isn't at fault, but it didn't do anything to save them.
Right. They didn't staunch the bleeding, that's for
sure.
So, yeah, no, it's just, like, it's a bunch of really bad business decisions. And I see a bunch of, like, smooth-brained assholes on Twitter saying that this means that Square Enix should stop their middleware development section. It's like, no, their middleware development makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, their AA stuff makes a ton of money.
If anything, they should, like we've been saying for a lot of different things, focus more on putting out a bunch of smaller scale titles instead of every 5 years you get one big title, and if it doesn't do well, then we're fucked.
Right, because, like, the problem is with this, you know, we've said it before, this idea of a 5-year dev cycle means that by the time your game is done, half the stuff in your game is already dated, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the problem, and that's what keeps haunting these huge releases like this, is that they have to be kind of tepid and just okay, because you've already invested so much time and money into it that you can't take any huge risks on it.
You have to,
right?
You have to be as safe as possible because you need as many people as possible to buy it just to stay afloat for the next 5-year game.
Yeah, think about, like, the fact that God of War Ragnarok came out and, like, people talked about it, but not nearly to the same degree that they talked about the first one. Yeah. Right? Because, like, it also kind of just had to be more of the same. It didn't really have a choice. It kind of had to be a certain way to make sure that it didn't rock the boat too much and, you know, cost everybody involved a shit ton of money. Like, that's the problem with these massive dev cycles, is that you can't make big, beautiful things anymore because you've got to make that money back somehow. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. 16 is not to blame for Square Enix's problems, but it is a symptom of them.
I was just about to say that exact thing. Like, it is the result of these bad decisions.
Right. Like, the same bad decisions that made Forspoken also contributed to Final Fantasy 16. Like, we're really chasing that AAA buck.
Yeah.
And, like, 16 met its sales projections, but that's all it did. Right? I actually think it probably didn't quite meet the sales projections.
The article says that it failed to meet the high end of the company's expectations.
Yeah, and so it's just like, you know, it obviously has made money, and I think once it gets DLC and once it's out on PC, it'll make more money. Final Fantasy 16 strikes me as a game that's going to have legs, right?
I think it'll, like you said, DLC and PC release will definitely give it a second wind.
Even if, like, I'm kind of tepid on it, I think it's one of those games that's just gonna kind of always be like, oh, it's on sale. Oh, hey, it's back in the top sellers on Steam. You know, it's one of those games.
16 is a game that I didn't like it, but I can understand why people would. Unlike like Arise, where I'm like, no, you're an idiot if you like Arise.
I think you're a fucking moron if you like Tales of Arise. We'll get to that.
But, like, I can see why people why they would like 16. It's not why I come to Final Fantasy, but I can see why people would appreciate it.
Absolutely, totally.
But so I can see it continuing to make, like, I don't think it sold bad, like, didn't meet expectations because it was bad. I think it's because it was an incredibly limited release and didn't have the momentum it needed to continue making a lot of sales. But that'll change as it comes out on PC and it gets DLC and stuff.
Yeah. The problem is that I think 16's, like, core audience, or the audience they were going for, are PC players who have been playing a PS3 game for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're gonna get the FF14 guys to work on your game, you need to put it on the thing where you would play FF14.
You know, that's the problem. Is that like they're like, we got the FF14 Heavensward guys to make this game, and then you look at the FF14 crowd, and it's like, none of them own a PS5, guys.
Well, we don't have one of those.
None of these people have one. I'm sorry.
I got a PS5 controller to play 14 on my computer.
Yeah, that's it. Like, oh my god. You can play Final Fantasy 14 on a ham sandwich, okay? Like,
there was, I can't remember which one, but one of the 16 devs was recently like, yeah, we probably should have put it out on PC or something. You should
have put it out on PC. You really should have also put it out on PC. It was such a bad idea to just put it on PS5. I'm sorry.
Even like, I never thought I'd say this, but like, you probably should have put out a PS4 release version of 16.
Yeah, I think you also should have put out a PS4. I mean, even if it looked shameful.
Yeah.
You should have.
You would have at least gotten sales that way.
You would have gotten sales that way because there are 11 billion fucking PS4s out in the world now. That console sold extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. They would probably light people's their launch day PS4s on fire. It doesn't matter, right?
They still bought it.
They still bought it. Okay, they would still buy it, and you would see pictures on Twitter of people with like their launch PS4 on top of a Bucks fan. You know,
it's just you put it in. It's like, wow, this game is so intense. I can feel Ifrit's heat.
As your house is just actively burning down around you.
I can hear Phoenix's scream. Oh wait, no, that's the fan.
That's the fan. Oh no. Yeah, no. But they should have. They absolutely should have. Yeah. If they were going to do the PlayStation exclusive thing, right? If they're going to say only on PlayStation for the first 6 months, you should also put it on PS4. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, even if it looked shameful, you should have put it on PS4. It probably would have made it probably would have sold like 5 times as many copies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, 100%.
Everybody owns a PS4 is the thing.
No, it would have actually been like the sales they expected.
Yeah, and I don't think
there just aren't enough PS5s in the wild to get those expectations.
No, there's not, and like there are a lot of the PS5 has sold very well for what it is and the fact that it doesn't have any fucking video games on it. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that I want to say optimistically 20% of PS5 owners are the kind of person who's going to buy Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, you're already getting into the fraction of fractions, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah. It's a small number of PlayStation 5 owners out there in the world, and then it's an even smaller number of people who are going to play a Final Fantasy game on that PS5 because a lot of listen, there's so many normies out there in the world. I don't mean to be mean. I know that sounds rude. There's so many fucking normal people out there in the world, and the only reason they own a PS5 is so they can play the yearly version of COD looking slightly better. That's it.
Right.
They're never going to play Final Fantasy 16 ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just you should have put it on PS4 as well. You should, even if it had super bad load times and looked like you rubbed Vaseline all over it, you should have. You
really should have.
Mm-hmm. So,
it makes sense. Let's talk about something cool instead.
Talk about something good.
Nintendo Direct and Sony Direct happened the same day.
Oh god, what a busy day.
This was kind of a crazy day.
That was a very crazy day to just kind of happen in the middle of September, not in mm-hmm. summer the way you would expect, right? It's just oh, okay, there's some directs happening. Oh god, there's a lot happening in these directs.
This was a really good Nintendo Direct.
It was a very good Nintendo Direct, yeah.
So I'll just run down the list here. I'm going to save the best for last, obviously. Mm-hmm. But they're remaking Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is cool. Have you ever looked at or played Mario vs. Donkey Kong?
No.
Okay. It's a really fun puzzle game.
Okay.
That's kind of a pseudo sequel to Donkey Kong 98, which is an old Game Boy game that took the idea of like the classic arcade Donkey Kong game and like super enhanced it into like 100 different like puzzle platformer levels. It is no lie, one of the best Mario games of all time, I think.
Okay.
You get like a whole slew of movements, like some like backflips and wall bounces and stuff that like were on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And so this being a remake of the pseudo sequel that kind of like expands on that is really cool. Actually, like watching this trailer, I'm like actually getting excited for it because like there's just a lot of really unique puzzle mechanics that go into it.
Yeah.
F-Zero 99, which I wish was a real F-Zero game.
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah.
But I guess this is kind of cool. It's just SNES F-Zero, but 99 people on the course, which is still pretty fun.
Yeah, that's still good. Maybe a ton of people will play it, and then Nintendo will go, "Oh, people really want another F-Zero game."
Yeah, I've seen people online getting like mad at the idea of, well, you kind of got to buy it to show you still want an F-Zero game.
Mm-hmm.
Because for one thing, that's true. That's kind of how you show studios that you want more of their product.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, it does look kind of fun. Like, it doesn't look like this isn't like a weird mobile thing, right?
Right.
Like a weird fake F-Zero where you don't actually do, like, you're doing an F-Zero race.
Yeah, it's like an actual F-Zero race.
Like, it's just, there's just 99 people on it. So, like, it looks fun, and if buying it means we get more F-Zero down the line, then yeah, okay, I'll throw down a couple bucks for that.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Princess Peach Showtime.
Looks cute.
I love all of her outfits.
Looks very cute, yeah. I love it.
I love, did you see someone already did a video of Evo Moment 36 with Kung Fu Peach?
No? Oh god, I have to look it up after we get done recording. Yes.
Like Justin Wong retweeted it and he's like, really guys? Come on.
Yeah, you know.
Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 are getting remastered.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Embracer's
got to make money off of this fucking this fucking property somehow before they go under.
Yeah, please. Like,
they're like, oh god, we got to get something out the door to make a little bit of money off of this property before we resell it. Shit.
Yeah, it does. Like, visually, it does look like super impressive.
Good.
Yeah. Did you ever play the original Tomb Raiders?
Vaguely. I was too young. I don't remember anything about playing them. I know I did, but like, I don't remember anything about them. Tomb
Raider to me, like the classic 1, 2, 3, were what I like to call demo disc games for me.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is, you're at a friend's house or something, and you just pop in the demo disc that came with like EGM.
Sure, and you just play it while like just kind of screw around in it with your friends. Yeah.
You're just scrolling down the list of like cool games on there, and like, oh, you'll play the first level of Tomb Raider a bunch of times. Yeah. Luigi's Mansion HD 2 is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game. That's the 3DS one, which I heard was not good, but maybe it'll be better. Maybe it'll be better on a console that's not the 3DS.
Maybe that'd be nice.
Splatoon Automata.
Yeah, Splatomata.
Splatoonier.
Splatomata. Yeah.
I don't know if this was already in the base game, but there's a point where you actually hold on to your little hover robot guy to glide. And like, maybe that was already in Splatoon 3, but like, I don't know.
It sure looks like Nier.
This sure looks a lot like Nier Automata, and I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, is the thing.
Yeah.
Octomata.
There you go. Splatoon Nier Automata.
There you go.
We got another look at Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's that
side-scroller.
Side-scroller,
which
right?
Looks really good.
It actually looks good. I'm surprised considering how cursed that franchise is.
Mm-hmm. Man, we're never getting that sequel to Prince of Persia 08, are we?
No, buddy.
No.
Buddy, it's been
it's been a while.
It's been 15 years.
I know. Nolan North is not coming back from the war.
No, buddy, it's been 15 years. Yeah, that dream is dead, my man.
That and fucking Faith in a 45 are still those games where I'm like, come on, man.
Never happening. I'm sorry.
We saw a little bit more of Mario RPG Remake.
Okay.
Just showing off more of how like the unique thing for the combat. So they are adding like team attacks. You build up a meter to do team attacks of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
They're also doing a cool thing where they will tell you if you can block an attack.
Okay.
So like because certain in the original game, like there are certain attacks that like because they were like magic or like they hit everyone in the party, you couldn't block them.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like if you can block them, you'll get like a little alert that says that you can.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And they also showed off boss rematches.
Okay.
Which is really interesting because that sort of implies there's like a post game.
Yeah. Like some sort of post game, new game plus thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see about that. Trombone Champ, Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver looked really good. Like that looks really interesting. The pixel art in that was like incredible.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 final booster pack is putting Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette.
Cute.
And a whole bunch of new courses and stuff. Blah blah.
Well, let's talk about the big thing.
Yeah, the big thing. Well, there's actually one more thing I want to point out for this, which is another code recollection.
Okay.
Which is a bunch of two puzzle games that were on the DS and the Wii U, I think.
Okay.
Made by the team that did Hotel Dusk.
Oh, nice.
Which is one of my favorite adventure games ever.
Right.
And I would really love to redo Hotel Dusk for stream Hotel Dusk.
That'd be fun. I'd be game. Yeah.
I never got to play another code, but they were like, when I learned it was by the same devs, was super invested in it.
Sure.
So I'm very excited to get a chance to play these, especially because the sequel did not come out in Japan or in America.
Okay, nice. So I'll actually get that as well. Cool.
Yeah. And then of course there's the Nintendo Museum in March 2024 in Kyoto. So Melissa and I changed our Japan plans to spend some time in Kyoto.
That's hilarious. Good for you. Go to Kyoto. Kyoto's one of the most beautiful cities on earth, so that makes sense. Good for you.
And finally, the biggest thing that I did not expect.
The big thing that had literally everybody on Twitter screaming.
Yeah. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door HD.
Unbelievable. It's finally out of GameCube jail.
It looks
fantastic.
Incredible. Like the paper craft, like everyone having like paper doll like joints and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like you can actually see like the shadow and the layering to build them.
Yeah.
Is
it
so
looks incredible.
Good.
It looks so good. No, it's crazy to me.
It's like so sharp.
I never played the original. I owned it, but I don't remember playing it. I think it's like my brother played it or something. Yeah.
No, it's Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is one of my favorite RPGs ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dreaming of getting it off of the GameCube forever.
Finally getting it out of jail.
Yeah. All the like little elements they've added are so nice, like because normally there's kind of like text bleeps, but now everyone kind of has like an Undertale style like voice to their bleeps.
Oh yeah, like that's their really own cool. Specific bleep. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the big things is all your party members have back sprites now, which they did not in the original game. And yeah, I mean, like it looks more or less like just like it'd play like Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, but like it looks beautiful now. And yeah, so all in all, really good Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, it's a winner. Bunch of stuff coming out of nowhere that everybody was extremely excited about, like the Paper Mario thing, especially just literally had people screaming. So good job.
And then a couple hours later,
pretty soon afterward, we also had Sony.
Sony State of Play showing off whole bunch more like other kind of cool stuff. Not as exciting. Some of it was kind of a miss, but you know, we'll talk about that.
Most of it was kind of a miss. I didn't have a lot of neurons firing for most of that show.
You and I kind of had a heart attack for a bit when they were like Tales of Arise.
I was about to like. I really thought I was going to go catatonic if it was a sequel. If they were like, yeah, we're doing a sequel to Arise, like our stopgap game between like this and the next Tales game.
They straight up put an Atlas sequel girl in it.
Yeah, like it looks like a sequel. It looks like it has an Atlas sequel girl in it. Like I really, really thought that they were gonna say Tales of Arise 2, and I was gonna have to like throw up because I was so mad. But no, it's just story DLC. It's like post-game story DLC. Yeah. Who could possibly care about Tales of Arise?
It's kind of funny to me that once again, Arise being like a very not Tales game, in the fact that you can do a post-game DLC, because like the majority of Tales games ends with, "Hey, the magic system we've relied on our whole lives is gone now."
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like Symphonia did it, and they had to like bullshit some reason why they could still use arts and stuff in Dawn of the New World.
Yeah, like Symphonia did it, Vesperia did it, Abyss. I mean, they all do it. That's the whole thing. Is that like the only one that doesn't really do it is Exilia, and that's kind of why Exilia 2 feels kind of weird.
Yeah, but
like Exilia does it, but like not really either. Like they kind of walk it back for Exilia 2, and that's why that game is also kind of thematically fucked for a multitude of reasons, but that's one of them. And like but like Arise, because it's not a Tales game, it's just a game that it was an action game that they retooled to be a Tales game at the last minute, and you can super tell. It doesn't even have that as like an element of its plot, so you can just do a post game for some reason. That nobody asked for.
Yeah.
But I suppose few people love that game. It just makes me so mad. I hate that video game. I hate that video game. I hate the Tales subreddit so much. Look forward
to our playthrough of the DLC.
No, I'm not.
That is a joke. I'm not doing that.
That's not even a funny joke. No. I'll show up at your house, motherfucker.
No. There's bad games I would like to play on stream. This is not one of them.
No, that's just a game that just made me mad. No.
We also saw some more of Baby Steps. I'm really interested in Baby Steps.
What is Baby Steps? That's erased the co-op game. My memory. Oh yeah, okay.
Made this like the same. What was it? Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Right. Yeah.
Separate Ways DLC coming soon.
Yeah, that was a big highlight.
We didn't see it in this trailer, but Capcom put out another trailer later that shows that Ada gets the laser hallway.
Yes.
So it is still in the game. They just saved it for Ada instead.
That's right.
So she can do the flippy flips. We will get to play with her in those heels throughout the entirety of RE4.
Good for her.
And then we will end the game with Leon breaking her ankles.
It's fine.
It's still one of my favorite cutscenes in the game.
So funny.
Leon just shooting the rope and letting her just fall straight on her.
Just fall right out. No, Leon. Separate Ways is $10. It's not free. Yeah. It's not free, obviously.
No, obviously.
And yeah, it looks really good. There's Wesker in it. There's a Wesker in it.
You get Mercenaries mode as well.
Yeah, you get Mercenaries mode. Yeah.
We saw some more Spider-Man 2.
Looks good.
They just showed off like a bunch again, like after the direct, they showed off a bunch more stuff. Like, right. But like in the state of play, like you can just swap anytime. Fast travel is immediate anywhere in the map.
They added more to the map.
They added two boroughs to like it's 3 times bigger than it was last time. They announced that like if you're swinging around as one Spider-Man, you can sometimes find the other one in the middle of a fight.
That's cute. I love that.
And you can like hop in and like hang out with that and like help them out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They showed off a bunch of symbiote stuff and how that's gonna work.
Looks
and
really cool.
65 costumes.
Yeah, it's a video game with a lot of stuff in it. With color schemes that you can change. Yeah, no, there's so many options. They're just going completely ham. It rules. Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited for Spider-Man. It looks extremely good. I obviously can't cop it, but I'll watch you play it when it comes. If you stream it when it first comes out, I'll watch you play it. I might not do the entire game, but if you do like the first couple hours, I'll watch it. Yeah, I might do like a first day like stream of Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I watch that. Yeah. And then of course the big thing, which we are going to stream the entirety of. Yes, because I don't want to PS5 anymore. I know. Last week we talked about No More Cheeros. But then Sephiroth showed up and was like, "I am going to change your destiny." And it was like, "Never mind." It's I know okay, yeah. March. Please get excited for Final Fantasy VII Remarch. For Remarch. God damn it! Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. We will be doing the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in March because, holy shit! Yeah, I don't own a PS5. I'm sure they will get the PC port out sooner than later, but I don't own a PS5. I think they said like 3 months. And yeah, after, that's not bad. Which I'm not gonna have 16 already. I'm not gonna be quiet for 3 months and not talk to you about Final Fantasy VII. I'm sorry. No, I can't wait that long. I will drag you into the world of FF7 Rebirth. I don't have a choice in the matter. That's fine. I understand. So yeah, we're going to be streaming all of Rebirth once it comes out. So please look forward to that. It looks sick as shit. Oh my god, it looks extremely fucking good. So confirmed already. You will be doing the parade. Parade's you will be leading the parade this time. Yes. Minigame Island in Costa del Sol, where Cloud wears a like summer outfit, which get excited for that to be in FF7 Ever Crisis. That's correct. We will finally for real learn how to pronounce Kate Sith's name. I can't. When Kate Sith is on screen, we are going to shut the fuck up and just be like, let him speak. I need to know how we're supposed to say this character's name. Because I've been saying Kate Sith for 20-something years. But I need to know, actually. So. What else did we see? Oh, Golden Saucer. Golden Saucer is in. They showed fucking Vincent Valentine, so like they did. Get excited. They also said that the game is ending at the Forgotten Capital. Yeah. So that means we're also getting Sid. They just haven't showed him yet because immediately after Nibelheim is Rocket Town, so we will get both. Yeah. Which I'm excited for. And so I guess part 3 is going to be everything after Aerith dies, if Aerith dies. Asterisk. Exactly. After Aerith dies, maybe. We'll see. I'm nervous. I don't know what's going on in this plot anymore. I'm really excited. Because because they posted after they did a breakdown of what the game is going to be about and whatnot. Sure. The thing that got me is while they're talking about Cloud and his party and they're going to on their way over to stuff about that, it says, meanwhile, Zack arrives in Midgard with an unconscious Cloud. So there's 2 Clouds running around. So it's implying that it's happening simultaneously. Right. Which is insane. Which is not what I thought was happening. That is not what I thought was happening at all. I thought that what happened with Zack was post facto. But I guess not. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm really excited, though. No matter what the fuck is going on, I can't wait. This game looks really fucking good. It just looks huge and beautiful. They showed Red 13 on Chocobo, so I'm happy. Yeah. That's the title card, by the way. Oh, good. Thank God. Yeah. I know Max Middleman, who plays Red 13. He said on Twitter, you're not ready for where this plot is going, which is very fun to me. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm extreme. It just, They showed like Cosmo Canyon, and they showed Nibelheim. Like you get little glimpses of it.
They showed Cloud and Sephiroth doing a dual attack.
And it looks so fucking good. Oh my god!
Which is hilarious because you and I both know it didn't happen that way.
It didn't happen that way. So Cloud is just vividly imagining having like a homoerotic team up attack with like the most beautiful man in the world.
Cloud in calm, being like, okay, so me and Sephiroth were back to back, right? We both had our swords pointed at him and we swung at the same time. There's this cool X over the bad guy as he faded away. And Tifa's like, yeah, okay.
Sure,
yeah.
Okay, buddy.
All right, buddy, You want to sit down?
And just literally, like, in the moment, writing his fan fiction where him and Sephiroth get to kiss, right? It's very funny. I really love it. It all looks so good. I've watched that trailer like 6 times. I think it's really funny that they didn't show Vincent's face.
Yeah.
Because they were like, no, we're not giving you that one yet, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Did we know who his voice actor is yet?
I thought we said it was Matt Mercer.
That's right. Yeah. It's Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer is now 2 for 2 in like 2023 nerd dreams, because he got to be Ganondorf and now he gets to be Vincent Valentine. So he's just like, he's cooking. Good for him.
Yeah.
There's pictures of Matt Mercer cosplaying as Sephiroth and as Ganondorf. So like this is probably like he's probably died and gone to heaven now.
Mm-hmm. Max Middleman saying like you're not prepared for FF7 Rebirth has the same energy of Zeno Robinson like commenting on the P3 trailer. Mm-hmm. Like on as old Junpei and being like, why did Junpei say he hopes this year ends really well? Why did they make Junpei say that?
Why would they make Junpei say that? Yeah, I'm really happy that Zeno Robinson is also Junpei. Like, we just keep winning with voice acting.
It reminds me a lot of that Unraveled bit we're talking about, the fall of Reach, and reading the passage where it's like, John's home would not fall. Uh-oh, John. Yeah.
Oh god, what else? There's so much in that trailer. The trailer looks so good. I'm just so fucking hype. I'm gonna go watch the trailer again after we get off this call.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was such a good direct.
It really needed this, because like the rest of the direct was just kind of like fine. I was just like, this is fine. I'm having an okay time.
I can't believe we're getting this in the 1,000-Year Door. Like,
it's so crazy.
Kind of at the same time.
And the fucking Mario RPG remake in what, November?
Yeah, in like 2 months from now. Like,
crazy.
I'm so excited. I'm like really scared to see if Goombella will die in the ancient city this time around. Right. Like, I don't know, we defeated the shadows. You know, we saw that Koops and Bobbery survived. So like, I have no idea what's going to happen now.
Anything is possible, but that just makes it more likely that things could stay the same, right? Mm-hmm. That's the real thing about FF7 Remake, folks, is that like they have now introduced the possibility that you can change fate, right? And they have made Aerith more perfect and beautiful and funny and smart and lovable than she's ever been. And you're just like, you're so in love with her. She's like the perfect video game woman. And there's like, they've now given you the chance. They're like, hey, Biggs and Wedge are still alive. And Jessie might still be alive. And it's like, but what if?
What if this time? What if it's different this time?
What if it's different? But the problem is, they have now put that thought into your brain because they want it to hurt that much more all over again. They're like, we found a way to make Aerith's death hurt even more because we gave you hope and we're going to take it away from you. Like, that's it.
That's the scariest part of all, really.
That's the worst part of all of this, is that they're going to find a way to somehow make it work. And make me cry all over again. They're gonna kill my perfect video game girlfriend, and I'm just gonna like die, I guess.
I'm very scared. I'm very nervous the more I think about it.
The more I mean, like, ooh. But then again, the thing is that like, if they're trying to surprise us, then like not killing her is also a big thing. Like, how did they do it? How did they find? I literally think I genuinely think the whole thing with, like, fate and the ghosts and, like, changing the way the story goes, it is all in service to this thing for Aerith.
Yeah.
Right?
No, 100%. That's exactly what this is that they have found a way to make one of the most known things about video games in general. Mm-hmm. They have found a way to make it compelling again.
Right. They have now found a way to make it what if?
I've always described, because a lot of my friends don't play video games, so they don't really quite understand the importance of, like, all this happening.
Sure.
I've described it to them as, imagine if they remade A New Hope. Mm-hmm. And it was more or less kind of shot, like, there were some added elements here and there, like a few things, changed and whatnot, but, like, for the most part, by the time you hit credits, they were still getting medals for blowing up the Death Star, right? Mm-hmm. But in the post-credits, they showed a flashback to Obi-Wan and Anakin's final battle. Mm-hmm. And Obi-Wan just unequivocally kills Anakin. Like, he's dead.
Right.
And then it ends, and you're left going, well, then who the fuck was in the Darth Vader suit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's totally it.
That's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what it feels like, is you go, what do you mean? The one thing that this entire franchise is known for? What do you mean you've added some ambiguity to it? That's impossible.
Right. And that's exactly what it is. They have found a way to make people go, well, what's going to happen with Aerith? Mm-hmm. Because it seemed like that was a done deal and everybody knew forever.
The big joke was, oh my god, it's going to hurt so hard when I see Aerith die again.
Right. And now it's like, we have now introduced the ambiguity that she might not, but she also might.
But she might. But maybe. Unless. But what if?
Maybe
this time.
Things will be different.
Maybe. If you think about it.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for February. I'm really happy it's February. It's not April.
Yeah. Do you think the thing it would be you can save Aerith if you do something in the game?
No. I do think it's going to be like a plot thing. Like, there's not going to be any way to walk it back. No, because otherwise, there is a third game to also keep in mind.
That's true. Yeah.
So, but like either option, the fun thing is that either option is just going to be like, oh god, because either like she dies and
you have to confront that again.
And it hurts all over again for new and unique ways, or she lives and now we all have to go, what the fuck happens now?
Yeah, or she lives in this game and you spend the third game with everyone with her being a blessing.
Right.
Because it could happen at any moment again.
Right, exactly. So, we'll see. February 24th.
Get ready.
No, wait, 28th. That's right.
Yeah.
Because it's
29th.
Oh, right, because it's leap year.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, very cool. All right. We
got one more small one, and then we got the other big one.
All right, give me the small one real fast.
Nexus mod's fine with bigots leaving over removed Starfield pronoun mod.
Extremely funny. Get fucked, you nerds.
I was thinking, like, you know how like there's the unofficial Fallout patch and like there's like other ubiquitous mods that are like, hey, everything is kind of built on the back of this mod. Mm-hmm. The Starfield equivalent of that should add more pronouns.
I agree. It should add all of like the insane neo pronouns and stuff.
And then like, not only is it get fucked, but like if you try to make a mod that doesn't use it, fucking good luck getting any traction with that.
Very funny. I hope they do that. It'd be an extremely big dick move.
We saw this before with Nexus mods removing any mod that removed the pride flags from Spider-Man, Nazi imagery from Fallout. Like, this is kind of a known quality of Nexus mods.
Yeah, the Nexus does not fuck around. They're just like, no, we're not putting up with it.
Like, we know what you're trying to do and we are not allowing you.
Yeah, you're not being cute. Go to hell.
Yeah. And finally,
And finally, the big one that happened last night.
FTC versus Microsoft documents leak out its detailed plans for mid-gen Xbox refresh, among other things.
There's so much in here. I mean, like, we probably could spend a whole episode just talking about all of it.
Yeah.
But the big ones are, mid-gen Xbox refresh, because obviously the Series S was a bad idea, and anybody could have told you that.
By the way, just to clarify, because this happened today, Microsoft leaked these on accident.
This was an accident on Microsoft's part. Yeah.
They uploaded the wrong files.
Yes, they did, and everybody got their hands on them basically instantly.
I'll take that, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now it's out on the internet and it's not going anywhere. There's a bunch of like crazy stuff in here because they realize that the Series S is a terrible idea. Obviously. Everything on that thing runs extremely shamefully. You should have just done what the PS5 did and had a diskless version and a disc version. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? And God, what else? Plans for upcoming games. They talked about the Dishonored 3, a Fallout 3 remaster.
I didn't see the Fallout 3 remaster.
Yeah, Fallout 3 remaster is in there. Dishonored 3, bunch of stuff. Oh my god, tons of stuff. Obviously, they've got Starfield DLC in there. Just like all kinds of things are in there. It reads a lot like those fake leaks from E3, right? That just seem too good to be true.
Yoshi's tax evasion.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. And there's so much of it. There's leaked emails from Phil Spencer talking about how he really wants to buy Nintendo 5 months after Animal Crossing came out on the Switch. You fucking moron.
Which considering how much of Microsoft's entire premise of trying to get this ActiBliz deal done was, come on, I'm a little guy.
We're just a little guy. You can't pick on us. It's our birthday. We're too small. To
be quietly whispering, like, I think we could buy Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think they'll be begging us to buy them.
It's incredible that this merger was allowed to go through. Because it's like, oh no, obviously they intend to monopolize the entire industry. Duh. Yeah. You fucking morons.
Yeah. I mean, I could have told you that.
Yeah, I could have told you that immediately. It's super obvious, but they, regulatory bodies in America. That's the joke. There's so much. There's so much. I haven't even had really a chance to comb through all of it. There's so much, right? I can only really talk about the highlights.
Yeah, this is kind of like the Giga Leak from Nintendo a couple of years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like an insane amount of material to page through.
There's so much material. There's so much that just literally shows all of Xbox's hand with like we said, the mid-gen refresh. They're already talking about new consoles in 2028, right?
Yeah. 2028. Yeah. Okay. That's good enough. Yeah. That's
a long ways off, but like they're just already in the planning phases of like when they plan to start their next generation, even though it feels like this generation just started. It didn't. We're 3 years into this generation, but still. It's just crazy to me. Like, there's so much in here. And every time you find something new, it's like, wow, this really did just fuck all of their announcement plans for the next, 3 years. Which is crazy.
Doom Year Zero looks interesting, too.
Doom Year Zero sounds really interesting. There's so much in here.
Yeah.
I'm mostly excited for Dishonored 3. Oh, God, yes, give me another one.
That's one of the big things. I'm looking at this list here, and I'm like, Fallout 3 Remaster and Dishonored 3 are like, holy shit. Because a Fallout 3 Remaster, to me, is we put it in the Fallout 4 engine.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And that would get me to play Fallout 3 again.
Absolutely. Oh my God. There's so much. It's crazy. There's so much in here, and I can't really. It's so wild to me to just have basically all of their big announcements just out in the open like this now, right? Like everything that they would have shown during their own versions of Directs or during Summer Games Fest, stuff like that. It's all just here now.
Yeah.
Right? That is just out in the open because somebody fucked up really, really big.
You ever attach the wrong document to an email?
Yeah, but like it's a picture of my dog instead of a picture of my driver's license, right? Like that's the worst it's ever been. This is bad.
Yeah, no, this is real.
It's amazing.
Oof.
It's really, really funny. It's very, very bad.
I always do like when these like massive leaks happen, and it's all good news.
I love it when it's all good news. I love it when like none of the stuff that seems to be in here is like terribly stupid, right?
Yeah, right. Like these it's not like besides Phil Spencer being like, well, we could buy Nintendo.
Yeah, well, Phil Spencer has a dog's brain.
Yeah. Besides that, it's like, oh no, it's just like that fucking Always Sunny bit. Oh, I dropped my monster condom for my Magnum dog.
Yeah, like, there's a bunch of good stuff in here.
It's like, oops, I dropped Dishonored 3 all over.
There's just there's a bunch of good stuff. I'm excited. This is just like this is where the Microsoft being very optimistic about Elder Scrolls 6 in 2026. No, it's not.
I don't know about that one, Chief. You just put out Starfield.
That one's not happening, guys. No, you'll be lucky if it's 2028.
Microsoft, we all know no one at Bethesda's been even opening like that fucking document says last update 2019. We all know that.
Yeah, no, sorry guys. That one is not. No, they
No.
haven't even written anything for it yet. I'm positive.
They've all been on Starfield.
Everybody has been on Starfield. There has been no pre-production done on this game except for like a handful of pieces of concept art. Mm-hmm. Maybe. There is somebody who made a mood board for it. Yeah. Right? And
there's a whiteboard in one of their meeting rooms.
Right.
That has Elder Scrolls 6 underlined on it.
That's it. Yeah. So it's very optimistic for you to say 2026. That's not happening.
Yeah.
No. 2027 maybe.
I'll believe 2026 for a Fallout 3 remaster.
Oh sure, absolutely.
But not a whole new game.
Not a whole new game, no. So yeah, no, that one's not happening. But yeah, no, it's just it's an insane leak. It's so much. It's literally everything. It is all of their one more thing, right?
Yeah. It's
literally all of their one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just here in a PDF that you can download. Not anymore. I think it's been taken down by now, but like it's out there on the internet now. It's not going away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Crazy week for news, and it all happened in like 3 or 4 days.
I know. Boy, what a week it's been. It's Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday, and we are already just like, oh God, slow down. So, yeah. Video games.
Yeah, video games.
Video games. It's a land of contrasts.
Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it for us, though. There's nothing else going on.
I'm done. I'm out. I'm done.
Thank you to Adventuria for your background music. You can follow me on Twitter at thegorgepodcast. You can follow Radio Inactivity. You can email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. Join our Discord. Hang out with us. Talk about stuff.
Mm-hmm. If you're a patron, you get a cute little icon next to your name that shows you're a patron.
And you can play FF14 with us. You can post at us.
Someday we'll do movie night again. Don't worry about it.
We'll do that eventually. Get excited for Supernova and Mario.
That's right.
That's coming soon. The polls have spoken. The game list will be Mario Bros. 3, and then Mario 64 and Render 96. Paper Mario 1000 Year Door 64, which is a very cool ROM hack of Paper Mario 64 that adds 1000 Year Door mechanics to it. So I'm very excited to check. Like, it adds things like party members having their own individual health.
Interesting. Okay.
Adds all the badges and point values to that. So I'm very excited to check that out. And then if there's time, I'll also be doing Mario Odyssey. Final Fantasy VII Remarch when that game comes out.
When that game comes out, literally all we'll be doing in March is playing Final Fantasy VII basically every day until we're done with it.
That's going to be a long LP because I'm not doing I'm just going to keep on trucking.
Oh, no, we're going to fuck around and talk while we, like, goof off in the open world together. Yeah.
I'm going to be spending a lot of time in that Gold Saucer, I'm telling you.
That's right. We're going to have a whole night where we just play in the Golden Saucer. So, that's going to be fun.
That'll be that. What do we got? Oh, this one's easy. Fuck Unity.
Fuck Unity. God. Fuck John Riticello. What a fucking piece of shit.
How is he, he's obviously he's been getting death threats. None of them are credible. But,
sure.
Yeah, if there's any person on the planet who's going to be getting them, it's this fucking asshole.
He's such a fucking asshole. We didn't even talk about the fact that John, I think his name is actually Ricciatello, but I don't care.
Yeah.
But, this fucking asshole is the guy who wanted to charge players for bullets in Battlefield.
Yeah.
He literally wanted to make you pay real human dollars for bullets in an online shooting game. He's that much of an asshole. You can't comprehend how much of a huge piece of shit this guy actually is.
Yeah.
He's one of the most vile people in the game industry. And for some fucking reason, Unity hired him.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But he's a fucking asshole. I can't stand him. Fuck Unity. Yeah. Go to hell, all of you.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.